we need diversity. Diversity is so important. You can't survive without diversity. But I think if we can all come from our diverse backgrounds and then find a way to unify, that's what makes things really happen.
Welcome back to part 2 of Building Community Podcast with our county manager, Scott Johnson. Hey, Scott.
Hello. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that we got to do this.
I know. Thank you so much for being here today. So, as the county manager, what's the hardest decision you've ever had to make?
Well, that one's tough because, I make hard decisions every day. I really do. And you know, a lot of times my decisions impact a lot of people. So it takes, you have to be thoughtful about that. I don't want it to be cliche, but I really think the hardest decision that I've made since I've been county manager is my decision to retire. It's the right time for me and my family, but more so, I think it's the right time for Columbia County. County managers have what I call a shelf life and an expiration date, and
what do you mean by that?
Yeah, I probably outlived mine. So the average tenure for a county or city manager in Georgia is 5 years. And
5 years? That's all?
Yeah, they usually get fired after 5 years. And then they'll go to another one. There's a lot of city and county managers that will just they hop from one to the next to the next. They're very professional. They do a very good job. But the politics get involved. And remember, we talked about it earlier in the episode. We were talking about how the elected officials work and people are electing their representatives, and then they're being told what to do by this hired person that the elected representatives hire, right? And over time, those things sometimes don't mix well. So, yeah, average lifespan of a county city manager in Georgia is 5 years. So I've been here much longer than that. My predecessor was here much longer than that, did an outstanding job with shaping Columbia County. But making that decision was hard because it's not just about me and my family and my personal life. It's about the future of Columbia County, and I care about this community. And I would love to say that I'll stay another 10 years and hopefully do more great things. But there comes a time when it's just the right thing to do to step aside. And I think the true mark of a leader is being able to develop people under you to be able to carry on your legacy when you're gone. And we've done that here. So I feel good about it, but gosh, it was a hard decision. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm still going to work, and I just don't know what I'm going to do. I'm kind of excited about it.
I love it for you that you don't know what you're going to do.
I have no clue.
And because it's like the world is your oyster right now.
Yeah, well.
How long had you been thinking about retirement?
So I had said all along that I was going to probably go out when Chairman Duncan went out. They're term limited, and Chairman Duncan, when he ran, he said, will you stay? He knew that I had already retired from the state. I had my whole state retirement that I could draw at a certain age, and I'm getting closer to that age. And my plan all along was to kind of stay to the end of his tenure. And then the board asked me to stay on a little bit longer, and I kind of tentatively agreed, to stay on longer. And I don't know. It's crazy. I made the decision. I don't think I've ever said this publicly, but I'll tell you this. You can put it out there publicly. So, you know how it is Masters Week in Augusta, right? Mm-hmm. We're always so busy, and it's just go, and it's early mornings and late nights and entertaining and all the things, right?
And your battery by the end of the week, best week of the year, but then your battery is like zero.
It's zero.
Minus zero.
It's zero. So I had been going from Anwa the week before and so much stuff going on out there and getting ready for it and getting our community ready for it. I was just going. The Friday of Masters Week, right during Masters Week, Friday.
Friday of the round of, not the Friday before Masters Week.
No, the Friday of the round of Masters Week, right? Okay. So I actually went to the tournament on Wednesday with guests, and Thursday I played golf, and then with again kind of work stuff, with guests. And then Friday, I was sitting in my office, and I was like the only one there. Everybody was out doing other things and being part of whatever. And I was sitting in my office just trying to kind of figure out what I was going to do and what I was going to do next. And it was so quiet. My office is never quiet, but it was so quiet. And in the quiet of my office on Masters Friday, I sat there and typed out my retirement notice, and I sent it to my wife, and she said, "What is this?" I said, "It's what I plan to turn in next week." And she said, "Oh my God!" She was happy. She was excited about it. I said, "Where did this come from? What happened? Did something happen?" I said, "No." Yeah. I was finally quiet and still enough. And I am a religious guy, and I had been praying about the right time, and I didn't know when it was, and I just felt like God spoke to me. And then I sat there through. You talk about making the hard decision. I sat there through the, next several hours. I don't think I left on that Friday until like maybe 7:00 that night, and I just sat there contemplating all the ins and outs and what I should and shouldn't do, and made the decision and just hadn't looked back. So yeah.
Did you tell anyone else that weekend before, or just you and Susan?
I told my board.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to tell my board.
Yeah. I didn't know what that timing was.
Yeah,
like,
I
did
told
you
my
sit
board,
on it on the week in case Sunday evening you were like, just kidding, delete.
Yeah, no, I told my board, and they asked me to kind of wait for a minute. But I told my board, and of course I told my family. I told a couple of my very close friends. But that was it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm just sitting there like, on Friday I think I'll, type up my...
After almost 19 years of doing this and 39 years in government,
yes,
two decades, or 4 decades. I'm sorry, 4 decades. Yeah, total.
I think a remarkable trait of a impeccable leader is knowing when it's time for you to step back.
Yeah.
And I think a lot, there's so many, the noise, but that on your own terms, at your own time, what was best for Scott, his family, and the county. Because I think a lot of people don't realize, like, I know you personally, and I know, I don't know all the ins and outs, but, I call you a friend.
Of course.
And I know that decision was not made lightly. And yes, for you and your family, but almost probably equal was the county.
I would say maybe
made
more.
That decision.
I would say, unfortunately, maybe more for the county than it was for me or my family.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Absolutely.
We got a little inside scoop. He didn't even do that on his own podcast.
I
feel special.
I didn't do that on my own podcast.
I love it. So if you were talking to a young person, or maybe like the 20-year-old Scott, and they wanted to get involved in their community, what would you tell them to do or how to do that?
Just be engaged. It's so easy to be engaged these days, but you have to choose it, right? You have to listen to the podcast. You have to go back and watch the videos. You have to, all our meetings are streamed live now. Nobody wants to sit there on a Tuesday night and go to a meeting, and then you don't even want to sit at home and watch them. But you can go back and watch them. We archive everything. We have a community engagement specialist now that's doing like special stories for us, and watch those videos. Come to a meeting, figure out, read the paper, figure out what's going on in your community. What I would caution them against is listening to the noise on social media, because that's unfiltered and raw, and people can say anything, and a lot of times they sound very convincing about what is happening or what is not happening in the county or in local government. So I would encourage those young people to stay away. And unfortunately, that's their probably biggest source of information. And it's wrong. It's so wrong. But I would encourage them to get involved, get engaged in some program. The chamber does great things. The Builder Association does great things for our youth. There are so many ways to get involved. Just don't call yourself being involved in local government by following something on social media, because that's not it.
Yeah. Well, and even like the media, they love to tell bits and pieces, but maybe not how it was intended to be. I mean, they're trying to sell clicks. They're trying, and I get it, but it's funny that you say that, because just a couple weeks ago, a story came out about building and developing in one of our other areas, not in Georgia, and it was quoted that my builders build cheap houses, and I lost my mind. Like I called who was quoted, and they were adamant that that's not what they said. They said something completely different, but that's what got put. And I was angry at that person, thinking that, like, you said that because that's not, you can't build a cheap house these days and times. I mean, you just can't. But it was just completely taken out of context. And so, of course,
all about
thankfully I didn't fall off the handle at first. And I was just like, why did you, I asked the questions, why did you say that? And they were like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, sent them the article. And I was just like, but again, so, going to the source, like the county has so many, y'all have a whole public relations department. Like if you have a question.
And we don't sensationalize it. We're not looking for clicks. We're trying to put information out, right?
Correct.
So we're going to tell you the true story. I think journalism has changed a lot in our lifetime, and professional journalists now are almost taught that they need to have that sensationalism. They need to have that ad that's going or the headline that's going to make everybody want to read it or click it or buy it, or advertisers, those sort of things. And unfortunately, that's kind of the way our society has gone.
Yep.
But we don't do that. We just provide the information. So the best place to get it is from the source.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. So as you are, in the next few months going to be retiring, what do you want to see in the future of Columbia County as a resident?
Now? So I've been here. Been here forever, and hopefully I want to stay here forever. I'm not selling my house. I'm not moving. I want to be part of this community. I want to see Columbia County continue down the path that we've been on for so many years. We've had growth, but we've had smart growth. People sometimes say, you guys, you're so far behind on infrastructure, and why didn't you build the road before you allowed the subdivision or whatever? Well, then you'd be mad that I spent all this money building a road that goes to nowhere, right? Or I increased sewer capacity and spent millions and millions and millions of dollars for sewer capacity that we don't need yet. And so it's a balancing act. And I really want to see Columbia County stay on that path. I want to continue to see Columbia County be a place that people want to come, that they feel safe, that the quality of life is high. There's something extremely special about this community, and you really don't get to feel it unless you're here and you're kind of involved. Mm-hmm. But I want that special feeling to stay. I want my grandchildren to enjoy that, and then beyond. And I'm just so humbled and thankful that I had an opportunity to help shape some of that. I don't take credit for it. There's so many people that have done so many good things in our county, but I was just fortunate enough to be at the helm for many years and kind of lead the ship. But the people on the ship did all the work. But what an amazing community we have as a result. And I hope it stays that way.
I feel fortunate every day that I get to call this place home. I always thought I would move back to South Carolina, in a few years ago. And this is my girls' home. This is the longest place they've ever been. And we don't plan on going anywhere. And I'm just, thank you for that. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So we like to end with two things. Rapid fire questions. So I'm just going to shoot you some questions. Okay. First thing that comes to your mind, just say it.
That might be edited. Okay.
I want it. What's always on your desk?
Always on my desk. A phone charger is always on my desk because I go through at least 2 phone batteries a day. I mean, when I say go through, I mean like I'll charge in the morning. Remember I said my phone starts at 5:30. Overnight, it'll be charged at 100%. Before lunch, it's down to like 30, 40%. And then after that, it's let's look.
What is it right now? Wait. Let's mark the time. It's almost 11:45.
So it was completely charged when I left this morning, and I have 48% of my battery left. So I'm doing pretty good today because I've been in some
You're
meetings.
a little ahead of schedule.
Typically, I'm about 30% about this time today, around lunchtime. So yeah, I have a phone charger on my desk all the time. Can't leave home without it.
Okay. What are you watching right now on TV?
Oh, I don't watch a whole lot of TV, but
really?
No, I really don't. So Susan and I like to kind of, we like the shows that we like when Landman was out. Like we couldn't wait for Sunday night for Landman, right? Yes. And we did the same thing with Tulsa King. So all the Taylor Sheridan stuff, Yellowstone when it was on, right? Yeah. So we love those. We like to kind of pick the Netflix episode, whatever the new Netflix thing is. Yeah. But I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to this. I used to start every day with news, and I got really tired of that. So now I start all my days with the Andy Griffith Show. Believe it or not. So here I am watching a show filmed in the 1960s. I can recite every episode, but I start every morning with Andy Griffith, which is kind of crazy.
That's a good one.
Yeah, and you know what? If you watch those, and a lot of people, that's so stupid. Why would you even watch that stupid show? There's a life lesson in every single episode.
Every single one of them.
Yeah. So yeah,
Mine's
I know, it's kind of weird.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
I would have never. Going back to Taylor, have you watched the Madison, his new?
So we
show?
started that. We watched the
Okay.
first episode, and I fell asleep. So I have to go back and catch up before
It's
we're allowed
just
to go
6
to.
episode right now. Y'all
Okay.
need to add that to your list.
We will. So I have
it's
to.
really
I
good.
have to
really,
go back and
really
watch
good.
it before we can go to episode number 2 because I don't know what's going on.
What are you going to do the first Monday after you retire?
You know what I really hope I'm going to do the first Monday after I retire?
What?
I hope I'm going to go to work somewhere. I don't know.
Really? You don't even want to?
I don't know what it's like to not work.
Yeah.
I
But
don't.
you might want to check it out for two Mondays.
I know. Well, you know this about me because we're
Yes.
friends. So Susan and I like to do what we call mini vacations. We do a lot of Friday to Monday vacationing or Thursday to Monday vacationing because I can't. First of all, I hate being gone during a commission meeting or committee meeting. So I've kind of balanced my life around that. So it's very, very, very rare. I don't even know that I've done like a whole week
don't know that,
vacation
yeah.
since I've been here.
Yeah.
So
You mean
maybe,
in 19 years?
maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
That's crazy. Do that on the first Monday.
I know.
Take a whole week.
Funny fact. I should. Funny fact. This is kind of just from nowhere, but I had perfect attendance from kindergarten to the 11th grade, which is unbelievable, right?
You're such
I
a
never
nerd.
missed a day of school. I never missed a day of school. I am a nerd. Never missed a day of school from kindergarten to the 11th grade. And in the 11th
What
grade,
happened?
I got mono, and they wouldn't let me come to school. And I don't remember. Everybody says you kissed some girl.
I was just
probably
gonna
did.
say,
I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Maybe I did. I don't know.
And
but anyway,
how long were you out with mine?
I was out like 3 days, and it ruined my perfect attendance.
You almost made it.
I could have gone from kindergarten to senior in high school, never missing a day of school. But I will say that I made up for it my senior year. I was like, well, if I already blown it, I'm not even going to go to school hardly my senior year.
Same.
So I made up for it my senior year. So I might have blown it anyway. But work's the same thing for me. It's just one of the things that's programmed in me, and I like to do it. And look, I love to go have fun, and we have several our little mini trips planned. Our Thursday to Monday or Friday to Monday trips, and I love going to the Keys, so we go down there several times a year. So I may extend that out and take a couple of more days since I'm allowed to miss a Tuesday.
Yeah.
But
I think you should miss your first Tuesday of a commission meeting.
I think I should too. I think I'm all right. So the first commission meeting that I'm not at, I'm gonna make it a point to be on vacation somewhere.
Yes, and go to the Keys. It's your favorite place.
Yeah,
and then cheers at 6 p.m. when the commission meetings.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
And since it's January 3rd and I'm retiring January 2nd, maybe I should just maybe I should just go to the Keys for New Year's.
Yes, I'm available.
We're planning a trip.
Yeah,
Planning
I'll
a trip.
carry
Everybody
y'all's
wants to go. All right,
bags.
perfect.
I'll pour the drinks.
Perfect. All right.
All right, best concert you ever went to?
Oh, that's hard. I'll tell you, the most memorable concert I ever went to was my first one.
Okay, what was that?
First concert I ever went to, I went to see Kiss at the Bell Auditorium.
Wait, they came to the Bell Auditorium?
Oh, did they ever? Now, this had to have been it was when they were popular. So this was
Did
in the
you wear
70s.
your leather pants?
No, it was before. I don't even know that I was a teenager. I'm really thinking that my mom dropped 11, 12-year-old Scott off at a Kiss concert at the Bell Auditorium. I really think that's the way that happened.
Stop.
But I remember it was great. I remember they had this tank on stage that actually shot stuff out of it. It was an amazing concert. So that one was really good. But I tell you one that was very memorable for me. And it was really unexpected. And you may remember this. We had Kid Rock do a very unexpected concert at Evanstown Center Park, and the energy in that park was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And the fact that was in my community in a park that I had something to do with was really cool. Was
I
really
don't think
special.
we've had anyone that energy, that big of a since him.
You know why? Because and they deserve it. These artists cost so much money.
Yes.
I mean, just to get the artist is over $1 million, and then you have to pay for the production and all the other things, and then you have to sell these huge tickets. So unless we have some huge sponsors, I mean, I just can't see us spending that for something here. And we don't have the big arena like they're building in Augusta now. So hopefully we'll get some of those big acts. Because they can sell 10,000 tickets, right?
Yeah.
We it's hard for us to do that.
Yeah. But y'all still bring, Rock Purdue, all the concerts, with all the things.
So much fun. Yeah. So much fun.
Okay. Last one.
Okay.
Columbia County in one word.
I'm going to go with special. That's the first, you said first thing that comes to mind. It's just such a special place for me. I feel it. I feel it. When I cross the county line, if I've been out of town, if I've been traveling, I've been on a business trip or whatever, it's just a special place in my heart. So
I love that.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, best one.
All right, and last up, because we love to end because it's the Building Community podcast. Okay. How do you build community?
I think I go back to being engaged, being available, just having conversations with people you wouldn't normally have conversations with. And you know this because you've actually been through it. But for the past many years, I volunteer my time to start off Leadership Columbia County, and I actually built this program, this Unity Team Building Workshop that you've been through.
Yes,
right.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So I don't know about amazing, but it's
no,
it's
it
cool.
is. It is.
I do this Unity Team Building Workshop that was very organic, right? And in that Unity Team Building Workshop, what I talk about is we need diversity. Diversity is so important. You can't survive without diversity. But I think if we can all come from our diverse backgrounds and then find a way to unify, that's what makes things really happen. And I feel that in my normal life. So it's not just for Leadership Columbia County or just if I'm doing like a leadership seminar or something like that. I feel like unity is so important. So it doesn't matter what God you worship. If it's different than the God I worship, it doesn't matter the color of your skin. It doesn't matter whether you're male or female, whether you're educated or uneducated. It doesn't matter. I love that unity piece of it. And I'm going to throw something in at the end. And if you guys want to edit this out, you're welcome to. But I'm going to go ahead and throw this in.
No, give it to us.
No, I'm going to throw this in because I think it's very important. A lot of people know that my wife, she retired from the school system teaching for many years, and now she owns and operates a private club here in Columbia County. And we've gotten a lot of flack about that private club and how elite it is and how this and that. The cool thing about that club is, and we very intentionally did this when we started the club. There are people from all walks of life that are members of that club. We may have the richest person in Columbia County, but then we also have people that are living paycheck to paycheck that just got an invitation to be a member because they're a good person. And we don't judge people by the color of their skin or by their income or by their position or status or wealth or anything else. You've been there. I'm not going to disclose who's a member and who's not. You can say if you want to, but I'm just saying when you walk into that club, you feel that because it's not just the upper crust like I've heard or the backdoor deals or whatever. It's a place for community. It's a place for unity and for people from all walks of life to come together. It just so happens we have limited memberships. We can't invite everybody.
Right.
So and the community is the same way. We need to celebrate that unity and having people work together that normally wouldn't.
Yeah. Which, by the way, there's other clubs in other areas very similar or modeled out that have memberships that are available to certain people and not, invitation only. Like it's not a secret that like that
but
exists.
some of them I will say are kind of based on status.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
Ours is not.
You're right.
It's
You're
really
right.
not based on status at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just got to be a good person.
Yeah. But again, you're talking about like building community. That's building community because there's people that might be in that. Well, I mean, I've been there several times, and there's people in there I've never met before that have been in our county 5 years, 20 years, and then we become friends, or we, become,
collaborate.
Yes,
or we can do something for our community from there. We've given away a lot.
Yeah,
so, Anyway, I don't know if that was kind of what you were looking for, but
I love it.
It goes back to building community. I mean, that is a way that you can do that. I think you do that through unity. Not through you, of course. Let's celebrate diversity. We need diversity. We need to be inclusive. I understand all those things, but unity is really the most important piece. Yeah,
I don't know how else to end that. I thought that was perfect. So thank you, Scott.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, and just from our industry to you, thank you for your service over our county for 19 years.
Well, thank you.
We're going to miss you. I know we'll see you around. But we're going to miss you at the top and leading our county. And you've been so good to our industry as far as giving us a seat at the table. And I just want to say thank you.
Absolutely.
I've called you as a mentor before on some things, and you've always been a mentor to me, helped me be reasonable when I was being unreasonable, or when I was mad. You
We
helped
all
me
need
get
that.
unmad.
We
Yes.
all need that.
But more than importantly, you've been a friend
Sure.
and a confidant that I've been able to call on when I've been going through some tough things professionally. And I just want to say thank you personally and on behalf of our association. And so thank you for joining us today on Building Community Podcast.